Welcome. New stream, Wednesday. Welcome. New stream, Wednesday. Yeah, hope you're having a good week so far. We're going to be painting in oils today, again. How you guys doing? How's it going? You're the cool Bob Ross? Now Bob Ross is pretty cool. Yes, sir. What's up? What's going on? Please, I am an artist, but I want to learn more. Yeah, I mean, art is a pretty low barrier to entry. All this is just not bad. First time watcher. Welcome. Hopefully it's relaxing, chilling. You having a good week so far? Today is my birthday, but I'm here with you, my older brother. My brother, I love your beautiful artwork. Get it into. Happy birthday. Hope it was a good one. Did you do anything fun? Trying to get inspired to go pick up my easel too. I remember you mentioned somewhere that you have a PhD in chemistry. So is your primary career in STEM, or do you primarily making art, living in art now? Dope apartment, homie. Love the art. Thank you. No, I'm not making a living with STEM right now. I do art and then a remote job on the side. Happy birthday. Hey, watching from Arizona, herding sheep, 3% battery life. I'm spending it here. If it's like an emergency though, and you like need to call somebody, I wouldn't be able to help you in an emergency. Chilling, my brother. I'm about to get some artwork myself. My dude, straight up. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Bring out the brushes or pencils or whatever you're using, and yeah, paint along. Do you like Vienna? Vienna, like, as in is Vienna in Austria? That Vienna? And if so, I haven't been, so I don't have any opinion on it. I'm sure it's a nice place though. DMV in the house. Hey, what's up? Can't get any better than this. I love your confidence with oils is building. Yeah, it's coming along. I'm starting to get the hang of it, like my workflow. Get my workflow down a little bit. Still a lot to learn, but I think it's coming along okay. Vienna is in Austria. Hello, I love your streams. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, I said I would stream on Tuesdays, but yesterday I was outside painting, and then I was like editing a video and I didn't get around to streaming, so I'm here today. Like whenever I get obsessed with doing something, like I gotta finish it before I can like move on to doing something else. I think it's a good and bad thing. I think it's good because I learn a lot, but it's bad because my time management it's bad. Forgot to start the video. Same, I have sketches that I usually get finished before doing other things. I have sketches that I usually get finished before doing other things. Gucci loving my dude. Looking good, Chief. Thank you. Yeah, I've been trying to just, instead of doing like a pencil sketch, just jump right in drawing with the brush, and it's been working. Okay. This brush doesn't come to a nice point though, but that's probably good so that it forces me to not get into the details too early. Yeah, I've been painting outside for the last couple of days. It's been fun. Sometimes it's hard to focus painting inside when it's too nice outside, but if I turn on the stream, then that kind of forces me to focus. So, do you paint every day? I might not paint every day, but I try to at least get a scribble or two in. It's definitely a guy, but who is it? This guy? I don't know. Just a random Pinterest photo. I don't know who it is. If I post it, then I'll try to look up and find who the reference belongs to, just to give proper credit, but in the moment, I don't know who it is. That's a good thing that you paint outside, but is it of trees and everything in nature? It's a variety. It's just I ride around my town on my little e-bike scooter thing and stop if I see something that looks cool. So it could be trees or it could be like a building. There's a lot of like old brick buildings here, so I paint those a lot. Sometimes it's trees. Trees are actually pretty fun to paint when they're like nice and green. All of them are starting to come into bloom pretty soon. What's your favorite swear word? I actually don't really curse that much. At least I try not to. So I don't really have one. Bro, you're so good. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Me and myself, I try to paint the universe and everything outside of the universe, but we're a small speck in time. Kind of existential. You go live with multiple cameras? Yeah, it's multiple cameras, and they're all being input into my computer, and that feed is being sent to Instagram via an app called Streamlabs. So it's a camera, a webcam, another webcam. Love the blocking, thank you. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I think ever since last year, Instagram lets you stream from a desktop now. So if you're familiar with streaming, you can use whatever streaming program you're used to, and it can send the stream to Instagram. So check it out if that's something you're interested in. You're great. I had to chase the sheep in now. Yeah, good luck. Hopefully it's not too difficult. I'm sure you at this point you probably know what you're doing, but yeah, and charge your phone battery up while you're at it. See ya. Thanks for stopping in. Do you prefer painting darker complexions or lighter complexions? Darker complexions come more easily to me. A kind of comfort zone. So, but I try to paint both. When it comes to like life drawing, it tends to be more models of lighter complexions. So I get plenty of practice there. How long have you been making art? I've been drawing since I was a kid. Well, your artwork is great. I dig it. My dear bro, indeed. Thank you. Price for a portrait like the one you're doing now? Yeah, I have there's a link to all my commission information on my page, but I haven't set up like oil painting commissions yet. But if you would want one, I probably would just use the same price for now. But yeah, all my commission information is on my website, and it's a link in my bio to it, depending on like the size that you want. What's your favorite medium? Probably gouache and watercolor, the tie between those two. But the more I'm using oils, they're actually pretty fun to use, so kind of getting the hang of it. But it's a lot of stuff you can do in oils that is much more challenging to do in gouache, like blending and getting smooth edges. So oil has been fun like this last couple of weeks of trying to learn it. Medium. This is oil. Right now I'm just using it diluted with some medium or with some Gamsol just to give it a more runny texture to do like the drawing with. And then I'll start building up the opacity soon. I'm trying to learn black on black. I'm trying to learn black on paper or black on canvas because I'm trying to paint the old and the new universe for life on Earth. That sounds interesting. Black as in like you're actually physically using black? Like canvases? Hi from Philippines. Hey, what's going on? Oh, oil. Yep, I've been using oil for the last week or so. It's been fun. For this drawing, I'm trying to stay with the biggest brush I can for as long as possible. I can't understand what that says. What camera are you using for the painting? This is a Sony A6300. It's my brother's camera. He let me borrow it. And it's just connected to my computer by a mini USB. A mini HDMI. Okay, a real camera. Yeah, I had it sitting around, so I figured I'd use it. Before I would stream with just all webcams, but I had it, and I figured I would try to see if I could figure out how to stream with the actual camera and see if it made any difference. I can't stream mine with webcams. C9, it's not clear like that. Yeah, some webcams do have certain limitations, but you can even use your phone as a webcam if you have a certain app. I haven't tried it myself, but I was like looking into it. In order to paint outer space, there's many pictures and objects, but I tend to paint it out of my head without looking at it. Oh, nice. So you start with black. Yeah, that's smart. Black paper for outer space probably saves you a whole bunch of work. And then you just have to do like a couple dots for stars and stuff. Looking fantastic. I love how you use broad strokes. There's so much depth and detail. Thank you. Yeah, hopefully the plan is to keep using big shapes to kind of carve everything, and then start kind of refining it down a little bit more as I go along. But at least this way, it makes it, if I wanted to make any kind of changes, it makes it easy since I'm not committed to any lines yet. What's your canvas size? This is 9 by 12. 9 by 12. And it's Strathmore oil paper. quite have the shape of his head right. Are you self-taught? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, no formal art training, but there's pros and cons to it. Maybe I should take this canvas. We all learn from somewhere. Yeah, exactly. That's why I hesitate to say self-taught, because even if you did, like I kind of always say, even if you did have a formal art education, you're still, like, the learning happens when you yourself are doing the exercises and the practice. Somebody can tell you everything, and it's not until you actually practice it that you actually learn. So yeah, I don't think self-taught really means too much. I feel tired today. Thank you, saying that for years. Yeah, it's like at least on social media, sometimes people seem to treat it like a badge of honor or something. But any physical skill, you kind of learn just by doing it. You can get guidance, definitely helps out a lot, but you still have to do it yourself. Anybody know of any stream-friendly playlists? I'm kind of getting tired of playing chill hop all the time, but I don't know if any other playlists that they don't flag you for copyright when you stream. Sorry I mistyped, but cool artwork. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, I think I'm gonna switch to a smaller brush now. Love your streams and your talent. Would you say it's easier to paint portraits versus landscapes for a beginner, or is it all a matter of perspective? Landscapes, people in portraits can be the most unforgiving, just because it's easier for people in general to be able to spot when something looks wrong about a person. If that makes sense. Like, we see people every day, so if anything's slightly off, we'll be able to tell pretty easily. But with like animals or landscapes or something where if they're not looking directly at the reference, it probably would be hard for them to know if anything was off. Unless there's like perspective issues or anything. But I would say as a beginner, it's important just to start off by just focusing where your interest lies. Because whatever you're most interested in, that's going to be what's most easy for you to want to stick with. So it's going to be your personal preference. Like, do landscapes particularly excite you, or do drawing faces, is that more exciting? I think that's probably the more important question to ask. And it's a individual by individual basis. I like the music you play in the background. Yeah, me too. I like it too. I've always wanted to do portraits more than anything. Well, yeah, then I would say focus on portraits. Then don't worry about landscapes for now, or ever if you never want to. But do what is most interesting to you, because that's what's going to make you want to actually stick with it and keep doing it. So if you want to do portraits, you'll be motivated to learn how to do portraits better, versus just doing landscapes because somebody told you to. But once you get going, then you'll learn for yourself that doing things, even though you're interested in portraits, doing other things actually help to inform everything else that you do. Like landscape painting, like I started off painting portraits, but I started doing landscapes as well, and that helps me be able to like judge like shapes and proportions of shapes and stuff, even if they're not directly related to portraits. Quickly capturing, like it's all interrelated, and all train your eye in different ways. Somebody asked if they can ask me a watercolor question, and yeah, sure, feel free. Everything do art related helps inform. It can help inform other things in unexpected ways. To start at watercolors, should how you get better techniques. What? Can you rephrase that, please? I think you fell victim to typo to autocorrect on your phone. It's like, wait, what? I don't know what you're asking me. What do you recommend for a beginner to start watercolors? To start watercolors, I would recommend getting a few basic colors, maybe a primary color set, something simple where you're not overwhelmed by a bunch of choices. So a limited palette is great to start with. That's what I'm doing with oil. Oil was a new medium for me, so I did a limited palette where I just have a yellow, a red, and a blue, and then white and black. For watercolor, you don't need white because the paper is white, and you don't really need black because you can mix with black. So yeah, to get started, start off with the limited palette, just a few colors, a few primary colors, decent brushes. The paper is going to make the biggest difference, so I would at least be using watercolor paper. What else? You're gonna want 2 buckets. You're gonna want a clean water source and then a source for mixing your dirty water. And what technique? What technique referring to what? Like what watercolor techniques? Technique for me, I like to work in layers, so that's kind of my preference. Build up layers using like flat brushes in geometric shapes, but that's just what works for me. You might try it out and find that you hate working that way. The other day, somebody told me to think more abstract. Yeah, I would say so. That's what I kind of do. I kind of think in abstract blocks of color and try to see how I can put them all together in an appealing way. Abstract blocks of color and keeping a note of like the value of everything that I'm putting down. Rather than like painting literally exactly what you're seeing. But yeah, it's all balanced. Some green. Thank you. No problem. No problem. Yeah. Just be patient. Watercolor can be unforgiving. Unforgiving just means like it's hard to fix your mistakes. So one of the things, like the more you progress with watercolor, the more you'll be confident to just kind of put something down and live with the result. Like a lot of beginners can, when they put something down, they immediately want to jump in and kind of try to correct it and fix it. But a lot of the times, if you put something down and leave it, once it dries, it actually looks better. So just have the confidence to let it sit for a minute. How's your week going, guys? Anything cool happen? Same old, same old. Nothing new. Learn to splice fiber optic cables. That sounds like it's a useful skill to have. Are you like an engineer? What are you using the fiber optics for? What inspires you to paint and keeps you going? I love hearing people's stories. My story isn't really that deep. It's just fun to do. I don't really have like a yeah, I don't know. I kind of struggle with that question because it really is. It's just fun, and for some reason I like getting better. Sometimes when I'm in like art exhibits and stuff, and they have like those long, what are they called? Like the statements and stuff, what the piece is about, and it's like some super deep meaning and stuff. I never really had that. It's like this is fun, so I want to do it. I don't know, maybe I should try to think of a deeper reason. This looks crazy right now. And I don't know if I'm gonna stop. I gotta stop saying that. I always say like I don't know how it's gonna turn out. And a lot of times I don't, but then it kind of ends up okay in the end. But this one, I really don't know how it's going to turn out. It's actually, I just realized, this is my first darker skin tone in oil. I'm trying to do things that I would do in gouache. Tilting up the board a little bit because I can't, so I have a little more looks sick so far. Thank you. Pardon the now skewed perspective, but I can't. It's a little bit of a sheen to the paint from the light. This is helping. Should have spent more time trying to get the drawing, nailing down the drawing. Hey Jordan, love from Singapore. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? Is it morning for you or early, late night? I think I'm gonna just start unifying big shapes. That's always a way to kind of make things look better. And go from there. Yo, love from UK, London. How's it going? Hope all is well. I just started now. I'm tired today. Wow. Enjoyed the street painting vlog style on a bike. Yeah. That was fun. That was those are really fun to make. Sometimes you just gotta just make stuff and not care about how it does on social media. I should have went out today, but I went to portrait painting earlier because I need as much oil painting practice as I can get before this weekend. But otherwise, I would have went and painted outside again today. But I'll probably go tomorrow. Right now, the shape of his face is off. Gotta remember to keep going. Maybe at some point it'll turn around. But for now, not really feeling it yet. Whew. So far, a method that I've been trying to use with oil is just get paint on the canvas built to like a general, to a certain level where I can like start to kind of push and pull things, and then from there I'll switch to like a more angular brush where I can like try to carve out shapes. We practice on small scale sketches prior to this size. Yeah, most of my stuff is in sketchbooks, so this size maybe a tiny bit bigger, but I'm usually like under 11 by 14, 9 by 12, and smaller, just kind of whatever size my sketchbooks are. Yeah. Let's switch to this flat brush. When in doubt, just jump to a flat brush for me. That's my guiding principle. When I'm struggling, just switch to a flat brush. How do you study body parts? I was gonna say by drawing body parts, but I didn't want to come across as sarcastic. How to study body parts? What's a nice You can get the specific body part you're interested in, and you can either study it from life by going to life drawing. You can look at anatomy books to get an understanding of like the deeper structure behind it, the body part, why it has the specific appearance that it does. That's always good. That's always good to do. Probably even before or in addition to studying from life. But you don't have to be like a master of anatomy to practice body part, like learning about body parts. You're always learning something new, and it's an ongoing process. So creative. What's going on? Oh, you came over from Instagram. I would. I was gonna say I would try to fix that. It's a little bit skewed ever since I changed the angle, but it's helped me see the portrait a little bit better. Some good anatomy books is I have this book called Atlas of Human Anatomy by I forgot the author, but if you look up Atlas of Human Anatomy, that's a good book. There's this book called Strength Training Anatomy. It's a book about like bodybuilding and exercises, but all of the exercises they're all drawn out with the muscles showing. So it's a good book to see like what muscles look like when they're doing different activities and different different exercises. That's a pretty good book. One of my faves. Love your work. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for stopping in. Awesome stuff, even if it's just 2 M8 BS a day. Inspiring. What's 2 M8 BS? And thank you. I think the when in doubt switch to flat brush is working out for me right now. I still don't like it yet, but I think it's going in a acceptable direction. Oh, minutes. Oh, okay. Nice. Awesome stuff, even if it's just 2 minutes a day. It's like autocorrect is on like a secret mission to sabotage everybody. Did you go to art school? Nope. No art school. Went to school for something completely unrelated. Or maybe not dating. Whew. I'm struggling, guys. Do the jacket. Give me a chance to think about what to do for the skin. The sketchbook I use for my figure drawing class has your work on the cover. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that was a fun little surprise. Yeah, I got a box of those. So it's good, kind of good to always like not be afraid to put yourself out there, because sometimes just unexpected things can happen. That blue looks pretty good. Do you have to wait for the oils to dry to work up the highlights? No. Yeah, I'll probably work up that highlight soon. But yeah, I'll have to wait for it to dry. If I put it down, I just won't like fuss too much with it. Like whatever I put down, I kind of leave it so that it doesn't mix with the layer below. But yeah, because I've been what was I gonna say? What am I talking about right now? Oh, the highlight, white. Yeah, it's yeah, I can put the highlights. Do you believe all? I missed it. Do you believe all artists must monetize their art? As the older artists will not evolve and may become extinct. It all depends. I don't think there's any really hard rules with anything. If you want to monetize your art, definitely go for it. It's nice when you don't have to rely on it to pay bills, but then you have to have something else coming in. So it's pros and cons to everything. If you mean, most of my art, at least I haven't monetized most of it. Most of the stuff I do for money is like commission and client work. So it's tricky. It's a balance, like with everything. And what was the other part was older artists become extinct. I don't think artists will ever become extinct. Something about people, humans just kind of have like this natural desire to create things. I don't think that's ever gonna go anywhere. The specific form that it takes might evolve over time, as it has. I mean, back in the day, people would paint on like the insides of cave walls, you know. And these days, we have fancy papers and digital tablets and cameras, stuff like that. So even if it evolves, but it's always going to be people's desire to create something. I don't think that's going to go anywhere. If we stay the same, we'll still be like painting and painting inside cave walls and stuff. So it's Prussian blue. Nah, this is a French ultramarine. French ultramarine. Do you recommend really learning the fundamentals of drawing before hopping into painting? What I tend to do is, if I want to try something, I'll just jump into it, mess around with it, and by doing so, I'll learn what's like. I'll learn what I don't know, and then from there I can kind of streamline. But I mean, drawing is easier to. Drawing's faster. It's easier to get better. It's easier to get better faster with drawing than painting, I would say, because drawing is the ability to see and break things down, and that can translate to whatever type of whatever artwork you're making. Drawing translates, whether it's drawing with a pencil or drawing with a brush, it all translates. But I mean, I wouldn't stop yourself from. I wouldn't like treat it as like a checklist. Like, okay, I can never paint until I've mastered this specific level, because that's what kind of keeps it interesting. So like, learn drawing and dabble in paint while you're doing so, to keep the excitement there. Well, if you were doing like an atelier program or something like that, a lot of them, they start with drawing and go up from there, just because it's cheaper to learn with charcoal than waste a bunch of money on, not waste, but it's more efficient to learn how to see. More efficient and cheaper. Yo, I'm about to start painting right now too with oils. Yeah, that's what's up. Bring out your oops, that's the wrong color. Bring out your, painting along for sure. But yeah, for me, I kind of just, and I don't think I've had the most efficient and like dialed in way of treating anything, but I kind of just treat it with what keeps me motivated to keep going. So your results may vary. But drawing will definitely give you a big advantage when it comes to painting, for sure. Like, say you were trying to learn how to draw a face, going out to buy charcoal is probably like under, like less than $1 or so, however expensive charcoal is, versus if you've never drawn before and trying to learn on oils, that's gonna be way more expensive. I started with one that learned comic book style, but that has branched out to all sorts of art. I just picked up some watercolor and gouache on the way. I'm excited to dive into painting. Yeah, exactly. So use that excitement to fuel you. So like you have the gouache and watercolors, and you should definitely use them. And not be like, I can't use them yet because I haven't mastered drawing. Because it's an ongoing process, so it's always going to be something new to learn. So you should definitely not be afraid to paint too. It's just when you run up against a plateau or something, whenever you run up against a plateau, the solution is usually going back to fundamentals to see what's kind of lacking, and then you can address it. But definitely want to keep always have fun with it and follow your excitement. That's dope. The dude kind of looks like Leon Bridges. It could be him. It might be him. I don't know. I don't know who this is. But thank you. Yeah, I just really like the colors, all the different warm and cool colors, especially in the light. I thought it would be a fun reference to practice with. But yeah, I definitely can relate because I feel like I jump around a lot too. Like 1 week I'm really into gouache portraits, then next it's like I'm really into plein air painting, and It's hard for me to just focus on doing one thing. Then I want to like use my iPad with Procreate. Amazing job, thank you. Thank you. Time is it? It's only 8:30. You time yourself? I'm not timing myself right now. It depends what it is. This one I'm not. I'm not timing myself. This one I'm just stumbling around trying to figure out oil painting a little bit better. What would you say is the most unexpected thing that's happened to you while pursuing this path of art? I would say the Instagram thing. I never set out to be yeah, kind of Instagram and all the opportunities that's come from it is definitely unexpected. I was more than content to just be in the corner of my room painting and just having fun with it, but kind of took on a life of its own, and I guess here we are. But unexpected. His portrait has a very classical look. Thanks. Maybe I'm being overly critical. I'm still at a point where I don't like it yet. And every brushstroke is making me feel like I'm not. I don't think that point's ever gonna come. Sometimes you have off days. But awesome, I love your mentality. It has its pros and cons. I could be a more like type A type of person, but I'm kind of like a go with the flow kind of person, and that's good for some things and not so great for others. Trust the process. Any general gouache tips? Yeah, with gouache the most important thing is water control. Water control in your brush, water control of the paint, water control of the paper. All of it is a feel thing where over time you'll start to learn how the moisture level needs to be in each of those categories in order to produce the effect that you want. So water control and gouache is everything. The biggest tool for water control is paper towel. Paper towel for your brush, either time or a hair dryer for your paper, and a spray bottle is nice to have quick access to water. But water control is the main thing you have to learn. Awesome work. Any recommendations on where to start with color theory? Color theory. I would say start off just getting the color wheel. And for me, the main relationships I keep in mind is just the complementary pairs. All the other stuff like split complementary and all that other stuff, it's not what immediately comes to mind. But complementary pairs is kind of what I use the most when I'm thinking of color theory and mixing colors. And then anything else I kind of have to look up. But the biggest color theory thing is that complementary colors help desaturate your colors. So desaturation is really good for skin tones because skin tones are just an assortment of different grays. Different grays of different color temperatures, so. And then you can selectively use your saturation for emphasis and yeah, I would say that's where I would start. How do you feel about acrylic? Keep on keeping on. Thank you. How do you feel about acrylic? I struggle heavy with it. I also found I prefer gouache. If you struggle with acrylic, you probably didn't like how it didn't reactivate after it's wet. So gouache is probably a good bet because it's similar, but it's more flexible where you can also reactivate it after it dries. I haven't used just straight acrylic for a full piece though. I've used acrylic gouache, which is, it's acrylic paint, but it's just matte. So I really like acrylic gouache, but it's kind of cheating because, not cheating, but it's like, I use it similar to how I do with gouache, so I'm not really I lost my train of thought. What am I talking about? Acrylic gouache? What are my thoughts on acrylic? Yeah, acrylic is cool. Well, I haven't used it for a full piece. I love it. Thank you. I appreciate the tips. I love the color of his shirt. It's so dope. Yeah, that's a nice blue. I like that blue color. That's probably my favorite part of this portrait so far. Everything else is maybe I'm gonna stop complaining. I feel like I'm whining and complaining a lot this stream. I'm usually more chilled and laid back, but I guess I'm out of it today a little bit. I'm gonna stop whining and complaining. The collar is popping. Thank you. Ooh. Feel free to complain, get it all out of your system. I don't really have anything to complain about. This is fun. And it could be much bigger things to worry about, so and I always end up finding a way to make it work anyway, so It's gonna. I think it's gonna. I just gotta trust the process. It's gonna turn out decent. And if not, then I'll learn what not to do for next time. The lips are fire too. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, lips are fun to paint. Do you already know what paints to mix, or just be trying new mixtures every time? I have general strategies and thoughts that's going into my head, but it helps that I'm using limited palette, because I know, like, I don't have to make a bunch of decisions when it comes to what color to use, because I only have 5 colors, so the main decision is just coming from the ratios of what to mix those two. But I'm kind of mixing on as I'm going along, adjusting on the fly, and trying to just see what color will fit into the context of where I'm trying to put it. But yeah, nothing is pre-planned or pre-thought of ahead of time. Which works for me, but might not. Well, it remains yet to be seen if it works for me. At least for this one, it works. It works for me in gouache and watercolor, because that's what I have the most experience with. And this works so far with oil, but it's a small sample size. So, as you get used to live streaming quickly, the multitasking is impressive to me. It's fine if you're doing something that you're used to doing. Then that part of your brain kind of takes over. Although, I mean, I occasionally have hiccups where I'm like, I mean, it happened already a few times during this stream where I'm talking and I just completely forget what I was talking about. Cause like. So, what was the question? Did you get used to it early? I mean, quickly? Yeah, if you're doing something that you're used to, like, for instance, I'm usually painting portraits of something that I'm familiar with on stream, because since I'm familiar with it, it's easier for me I'm not using a lot of conscious brain power. Not conscious, but like, I'm using a lot more. I'm using a lot less RAM, because a lot of the thought process is happening in the background. It's not like in the forefront of my mind, or at least to the amount where I can multitask. But painting is also nice because there's natural breakpoints where I can look up at the screen and read the questions and stuff. So like when I'm looking to mix more paint, that's when I look up at the chat and read questions and stuff. And then as I'm painting, I can think about my answer. So yeah, this activity I think is well suited for streaming and multitasking, but there's good days and bad days with everything. But thank you. Yeah. Yeah, just know if I was trying to do something that I was unfamiliar with, I would struggle a lot more. And even though I'm like kind of unfamiliar with oil paint, a lot of the fundamentals are kind of similar. I'm just learning the nuances that are slightly different. So I'm probably having a bit more hiccups than not. Well, no, that's not true. Even painting with gouache, there's a lot more hiccups in speech. But It's okay. We all have our moments. Sometimes we need to vent in order to let the stress out. Praying for you to have peace in Jesus' name. Thank you. Yeah, no, no, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. But no, I don't want to make it sound like I'm not struggling like in like a life sense. I'm just I'm struggling like with this particular painting and feeling like a little tired just because I went to a life drawing. I painted already today, so maybe that's why I'm kind of tired. But yeah, in general, no, I'm pretty good. I don't have anything to complain about. But I appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, that's why I wanted to sit. That's why I wanted to stop complaining, because I don't want to give the impression like like a lot of you guys are trying to relax and just see some paint and then don't want to hear somebody whining and complaining. So yeah, but thank you. Would you ever consider doing a community art challenge? Top 5 get live feedback. Content community. I hadn't thought about doing that. I kind of just do my own thing and post. I mean, maybe it could be good to get practice with critiquing work and stuff, because I really don't critique other people's work that much. But yeah, it wasn't something that I thought of doing. I like this song. It's food for thought. Anything that requires like a lot of organization, I like stay away from it. 'Cause I'm not. Where are you from? I'm currently in Rhode Island. I'm from New Jersey though. Where are you from? Houston, Texas. Nice. I think I've never been to Houston. I think I've been to the Dallas Fort Worth airport for like a stop, like a layover, but I've never actually been like in Texas. That wasn't at the airport. Could you do a test in Instagram Live and could 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 do a test in Instagram Live and really engage the following? Just thinking out loud. What was that again? That was for the. Well, it was the art challenge, the community art challenge. All I know is in the next couple weeks and months, when the weather gets nice, I'm gonna want to be outside painting. You seem to be one of the most organized people on earth. Just looking at the way you keep your sketchbooks and how detailed they are says it all. They're very nice and neat. Yeah, that's I am neat. So for sketchbooks, I like organizing them by like the specific. Like when I find a use case for a sketchbook, then I kind of like stick with it. Cause like the sketchbooks that I use now for life drawing, I had that sketch. The first one I had it for like 2 years. I used it once and didn't like it for my particular purpose at the time, which was gouache painting. I didn't like or watercolor. But it wasn't until I brought it to life drawing that I found how I would like to use it. It happens a lot for me. I have art supplies that just sit and gather dust, but then I stumble into a use case for them that I really like. And then I kind of go, then I, like once I find that, then I stick with it. But as far as the organization with everything else, it's not that good. And then I have messy sketchbooks too. They just don't. I mean, I guess that's kind of their designated purpose, though, is to be messy. But those typically don't see the Instagram streets. They're kind of for me and figuring out ideas and stuff, or just mindless doodling. What made you move to Rhode Island, and how do you like it? I like it a lot. And I moved here. My brother was up here, so I moved here to hang out with him. So, yeah. Once I was done with Tennessee, I didn't want to go back to Jersey, so I moved here. Try something new. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. I like Rhode Island, and I like its proximity to Boston. I like Boston too. So the Northeast, I like the Northeast, like East Coast. It gives me like that kind of home feeling. The South was cool, but I didn't really get that from there. If you do visit the MFA Art Museum, it's really nice. It's huge though. You can't see it all in a day. Is that the one on the seaport? I think I've been there. It has like the elevators where it's the clear glass elevators and you can see outside. I think I've been there. I think you're pretty organized in general. Yeah. I think some things, not everything. Have you ever worked with pastels? Not for a full piece. I have some that I would like experiment with, just messing around in my messy sketchbook just to see if I could figure out a way to use them that I would like, but I haven't stuck with it long enough to make a full piece. Is Boston not as racist as they say it is? I don't know. I'm usually just passing through to go to a specific place. So I haven't really hung out around too much to find out, I guess. But, I mean, I haven't had any experience, but I'm usually just, I'm at Boston to be like, I'm like just doing stuff while I'm there. Like either I'm there specific like to paint or yeah. So I haven't had any experience with that. But I'm usually not really in crowds or anything. So maybe it might be different depending on the area, but. Yeah, in general, I just kind of mind my business and just, I don't know. Where you get the reference? This is just a random photo I found on Pinterest. Hello from Morocco. Hey, how's it going? What's up? What's up? How often do you live stream? Excited to see more. I've been going once a week for the last couple weeks. Usually Tuesdays. While I do portrait, it's always paint the eye socket start before painting in the details. It makes it easy to get the general placement if you think of the eye, like the eye socket, and then you can kind of carve in the shapes, carving the eye with the negative shape. So just place the general big shape first, and then you can carve into it, and that makes the eye placement a little bit easier. If you're painting like in values like this. Can you say free Palestine? Free Palestine. Everything is good. I said like it reminds me of like I don't know if you remember a couple years ago where everybody was like posting black squares and stuff. Like the idea behind it was cool, but a lot of people were just doing it just to kind of fit into, like posting that on social media. I guess it probably helps. I work in a school painting with the kids. It's so fun. Yeah, what do you teach the kids? Are you teaching this round of 30 faces in 30 days? No, I'm not teaching in that. Yeah, I haven't taught with that in a while. Wow, looks amazing. Greetings from Germany. Thank you. There are 6 and 7-year-olds painting in charcoal. What a mess. Yeah, it does. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of cleanup. I can see that being a lot to deal with. But I feel like teaching, that's like a good age, because that's like the age where the kids still kind of care. But like once they get to middle school, then it's like more like in grad school I had to volunteer for to teach like lessons and to teach like little one-off lessons for like middle schoolers, and like the younger ones were always interested in the lessons, but once you get to like 7th and 8th grade, they couldn't really care less. Do you draw? Do I draw? Yeah, I draw. Drawing's fun. Some kids are fascinated to a detail. Some kids are fascinated to a detailed sketch. You have any pets? No, I don't have any pets. I don't want. I like not having to take care of any pets. Maybe a fish or something. Low maintenance. Gotta get a dog. Nah, I'm cool. If I were to get a dog, it would be a pit bull. That's like the only kind of dogs I like. But yeah, I don't really like the. I wouldn't want dogs. Cat paw walking across the painting. Just jump on IG to see you're doing your thing. I came home, but I can't stay on too long. I'm exhausted at work. My youngest boy's spring concert. He plays the trombone. Nice. Yeah, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for saying hi. I appreciate it. And yeah, I hope you have a relaxing evening. And good luck to your son. Spring concert. I think I was gonna say I think my brother played the trombone, but he played baritone. And yeah, this is my oil painting process. It was awesome. He did well. Nice. Yeah, it's gotta be exciting. How long has he played the trombone? It was wonderful. When is that contest? It's this Sunday. It's upcoming Sunday, so we'll see what happens. We'll see. He just started this year? Nice. It's interesting in continuing next year. Yeah, that's cool. Starting early can be really good. Stick with it if he really likes it. You'll do fantastic. We'll see. I have no expectations. If anything good comes out of it, is that it finally got me to try oil paint, because I've been procrastinating for the longest. And I'm glad I finally did, because it's actually pretty fun to work with. So that alone is enough to have made it worth it. So that's the one thing about oil. If you want to layer over wet paint, you really have to can't fuss with it too much. You gotta really just go once. I love that blue. Thank you. Yeah, it was a fun. It was almost pretty much just straight French ultramarine. I didn't really need to mix it with anything. And for the dark, I just used a little bit of black. At some point, I want to expand my palette and try out other colors besides these. But for the time being, I think I'm gonna stick with just this limited palette until I build up a good amount of mileage and go from there. This is oil paint, not acrylic. Oh, I see the title now. Oh, you can see the title. Where's the title at? I mean, I did input a title. Like before you stream, Instagram asks you to put in the title, but once you're streaming, I don't know where the title is, because I guess I can't see it on my end. I'm afraid to use oil because I heard it's toxic. Yeah, mostly the solvents are the thing you really gotta be careful of. That's why I got this fan to keep the fumes away from my nose. Oh, the title scrolls at the top. You're like at the top left. You're like a modern day John Singer Sargent. I wouldn't go that far, but thank you. Have you ever thought about being a narrator for audiobooks? You have a great voice. Your painting is awesome. Thank you. And no, I haven't. Actually, when I first started streaming, I hated how I sounded like on hearing myself on the playback. I hated how it sounded, but I'm getting used to it now. I kind of don't mind it as much anymore. I think at times I don't enunciate my words all the way, so it will be something that I would have to consciously keep in mind, because a lot of times I'm like speaking fast and looking for vocal shortcuts. But I second your voice for audiobooks. Thank you. Yeah, it's funny. It's not until I start streaming that you start hearing that people like your voice. Because for me, anytime I heard it on the phone during recordings and stuff, it was always like it just hit the ear wrong. But yeah, now I'm getting used to it. No, for real, I like this organized, relaxed style. Somewhat nonchalant, if that makes sense. Yeah, just a chill stream, you know. People are getting off work or just wanting to relax at the end of the night, so it's no need to be overly serious. Plus, if I was trying to be overly serious, I would probably wouldn't do it on stream. I think your style is a bit like Velasquez, and I think they're similar. That's the one thing I haven't done a lot of is like art history or master copies and stuff, which I probably should at some point just to learn what I can from the greats of the past. I have a lot to teach. I just kind of like stumble. I like throwing paint down and messing with it myself to see what clicks for me. I don't know, that's the hands-on part of art is kind of how I learned the most. Like I gotta actually do it. Now you have to, that's my last name, except it's S and then Z. Wait, I think I missed something. Thank you for saying creating art is fun. Most other people, I think that if one isn't getting wasted or nothing, getting into trouble, then they're not having fun. Yeah, that was never really my thing. I was never into like drinking or that kind of stuff. Like I always had some kind of, not obsession, but like a personal thing that I would, some kind of solitary activity. Like it was art for the longest when I was a kid, and then it was basketball, like just practicing shooting. I don't know, for some reason, I just like stuff that I can practice on my own and get better at. So it'll be like, I used to be in the gym for hours just shooting jump shots and just stuff. And now it's back to art. Yeah, I don't know, I like the activity of, like a solo activity that it's like, it's only, like you have control over how good you can get, if that makes sense. Like even in school, like I never was good at group projects and stuff because I would just do the whole assignment like I would rather just do the assignment myself. Because I felt like I never felt like I learned anything in group projects, which I don't know if that's. Yeah, I mean, I guess we all have our own dispositions, but I'm particularly drawn to activities where you can improve and get better at yourself. Yeah, I never was a drinker. I don't know. It was nasty. What kind of paint thinner are you using? Mrs. Gamsol, how do you keep the gouache from drying out too quickly? When I'm using gouache, drying out isn't an issue for me because you can always just reactivate it. But to answer your question, I have a spray bottle nearby where I can just spray it when I feel like it's getting too dry. Of all the mediums you use, has this become your favorite? It's too early to tell, but I'm having a lot of fun. 2 weeks is compared to 6 or 7 years of gouache and watercolor painting. It's hard to compare which one I like more without saying watercolor by default. But this is fun. It's a nice change of pace and nice to think of it in a different way than relying on my go-to. Yeah, it's just nice. It's nice trying something new that I've put off for the longest time. This is oil, nice. Yep. Yeah, it's been fun. It's definitely been fun. A lot of things are easier to do in oil. There's a lot of tricky things I'm getting used to as well, but I really like how whatever color I put down just stays that color. That's nice. So you may know this, but if you are using terp, make sure you have good ventilation. Your fumes are very bad for your lungs. Yeah, I'm using Gamsol odorless mineral spirits. I still have the fan just because I don't want to be breathing those fumes. I love the effect you're getting with oil. I thought it was gouache. Yeah, I'm painting it, I guess, a similar way. Like it actually looks pretty matte. Like it's not a lot of shine to it. I'm pretty much using the paint right out of the tube, except I might use a little bit of Gamsol to kind of help it spread a little bit. But yeah, it's not really that glossy, which is, I like that. And maybe it has something to do with the paper I'm using. I'm using Strathmore oil paper. And also I'm using like a flat brush the same way I would with gouache. So I think all of those factors are contributing to that gouache appearance, which is nice for me. That's kind of what I'm used to and what I like. So there's no color shift with oil. I've always struggled with gouache, as I think it's harder than oil. Yeah, that color shift is definitely tricky. For me, since I've been doing it so long, I kind of get a sense of how much to compensate for the color shift. But even then, I still have to put the paint down. I have to put down a bunch of paint all over the canvas just to see what it actually looks like in the context of the specific painting that I'm doing in a moment. But yeah, it's definitely tricky. But this is nice because it gives, I guess painting like this gives me like the gouache look without having to worry about the color shift. So that's kind of fun. What kind of paper am I using? It's Strathmore oil paper. Yeah, Strathmore oil paper. I don't have anything to compare to, but it seems to be working out cool so far. Yeah, I agree. Odorless mineral spirits is the best. I wish I had the patience to learn something so beautiful. It seems relaxing. Yeah, it's everybody has a different disposition. Like to you, painting this might not be relaxing, but it might be like playing guitar or something for you. Whereas, like for me, music, playing instruments isn't the thing that clicked for me, or at least I didn't stick with it long enough to find out if it did. It's not something that I was naturally drawn to. So yeah, everybody has their thing. So thank you. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. That's nice thing is when you find something that you have the patience for, then it becomes real natural and easy for you to kind of get in the zone and get in the flow of things. I definitely use to paint in oils. I used to paint in oils, and there is definitely a value shift in drying stages, but I love the effect of gouache and the fact that it is so accessible and portable. Yeah, I've been thinking about trying to do some oil paint plein air, but I was thinking about how I'm gonna transport the painting after I'm done, because it would have to fit in my backpack so that I can ride my scooter. And I was looking at, they have like these plein air, like these oil, but gouache and stuff is nice just because it dries. It'll be dry by the time you're ready to pack up. So it's nice. I've been following you. I've been following you for about a year. Your work is very inspiring. Love the emotions you invoke. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks a lot. Yeah, it's always interesting to hear kind of what connected people to it. Because for me, I'm like, oh, this shape looks cool. I think it probably is some emotion. I gotta kind of think about that a bit more, about what I'm thinking about when I'm painting. Besides, oh, this looks cool. They sell panel packs, small for ended. Sorry, that was an involuntary yawn. Small for oil panel. That was a sudden violent yawn. Just overtook. Sometimes, like, usually you'll feel like a yawn coming on, like, slowly, but that was just like adding the blue. What was I talking about? Small oil panels. You ever have an aggressive yawn before? I paint plein air with oils and paper as well. There's a really good way of packing it away. Happy to DM you some pics if you can. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing it, because I want to get into oil painting from plein air so that if it rains, I can still paint, because you can't paint with water-based media in the rain. But oil, I think you still can. And just to, try something, see a different workflow, see how it is. All right, my friend, I'm off to bed. Thank you for sharing your art and time. Yeah, thank you for stopping in and hanging out. I appreciate it. And get some rest. Have a good night, and I'll see you around. Thank you. Alright, I'll send you what I use for plein air. I'm off as well. Thank you for your time and sharing your time. Thank you. Thanks for stopping in, and yeah, I'm definitely interested to see, get some ideas of how to get into oil painting. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. I'll see you when I see you. I love how you carve out those geometric edges. Thanks. Yeah, it's slow. It feels like it's slowly coming into focus. Slowly, but getting there eventually. If I taken my time and just resolved the drawing out earlier, I feel like I would have been having a better time in this whole process. But it was still fun learning process. What are these motorbikes you ride in your reels? It's a electric scooter. It's a seated electric scooter. It's called a Road Runner. A Road Runner V2 by Voro Motors. Yeah, it's just a nice compact scooter that fits in like the corner of my apartment. Doesn't take up any space at all. And it goes it goes 35 miles per hour. So that's fast enough to keep up with traffic on these local streets, and then you can go anywhere in the city pretty much. So it's a nice, convenient little you will probably find that you can easily soften edges in oil. Yeah, that's the one thing I like. I've been finding out that edge control is a little easier. You can come back like at any time while the paint is still wet and just kind of sculpt the shape that you want, which has been fun. It's a workflow that I'm definitely not used to, but I can see like cool applications for it. That's one of my favorite things to do: paint and fracture back with a paint and fracture back and forth with long brush strokes to get rid of the hard edges and get the colors to mingle. Yeah, that's a technique I'm gonna have to refine, because it's not really like anything similar that you can do in gouache. Like you can kind of blend edges if you add some water and try, but it's not oil. It's like buttery smooth rather than like kind of it's like way easier. I think his neck is too skinny. I'm talking about oils or something. Carving out shapes, blending. You said you used to paint in oils. Do you not really use oils too much anymore? I fell in love with watercolor and gouache. I love the fact that I can paint anywhere, anytime with these. Oil requires much more. Also love how easy the cleanup is. Yeah. As far as convenience, it's kind of hard to beat. It's kind of hard to beat watercolor and gouache. You just really don't need much. Like, you can get water pretty much anywhere. You don't have to have solvents or anything. I mean, water is technically a solvent, but I still find oil beautiful, but I love the sensory experience I get more with fluid mediums. Yeah. Do you like the spontaneity of it, like the energy that you get from, and a little bit of loss of control? Not loss of control, but the watercolor and having like a mind of its own almost. I don't like the mess. I am a very messy painter. That's the one thing I noticed. The oil gets everywhere. It's cause it stays wet, so it's easy for it to just get. Every time I look down at my hands, I have like some oil, and I'm like, where did this even come from? I never have to worry about, like with gouache, since it dries, it dries fast. It's more likely to be dry. If it's on the surface, it's more likely to be dry than oil is. So I gotta constantly wash my hands. Now my hands are all cracked and ashy. I do. Yes, I used to find oil paint on my clothes, my car seat, my trunk, and furniture. Yeah, I'm actually pretty good about not getting on my clothes, but it's always all over, all over my hands and stuff. Yeah, I might need to get like an apron or like a painting smock or something like that to keep my stuff clean. I love how you check your clothes. Gotta make sure you're not slipping. I hadn't even thought. Although today I'm actually doing good because I have everything arranged. Like the first day I had everything everywhere, but now I have the bigger palette. I'm keeping my brushes in the palette. I got my paper towel and everything. But yeah, that first day was just a mess. I was mixing and thinking how I would with the mediums that I was used to, and it was very messy. I always used to wear apron and gloves. Yeah, gloves would be a good idea because it's way easier to see if something's on your hands. In grad school, I like the midnight gloves, the black nitrile gloves. Those are my favorites. I need to learn to produce a finished piece as quickly as you do. I'm not sure when exactly you started, but there's no way I could produce something this polished in an hour or so like you have. I would say, I mean, when I was first learning, it would take me like 4 or 5, 6 hours, but I mean, this is a familiar subject matter, even if it's not quite as familiar of a medium. The same principles are the same, but it's not, I guess, I'd say take as long as you need to at whatever stage you're at currently, and try to learn. The more you kind of learn about what you're trying to do, the faster it becomes naturally, because you don't have to spend as much time not overthinking, but and life drawing. I feel like I mention that every stream, but life drawing is, by it being timed, you're forced to finish when the time's over, so it a little bit of time pressure is nice. Helps you to be more decisive, at least. You know, I'm starting to see the vision. It's starting to come together. All that whining earlier is like, I knew this would happen. Not out of the woods yet, but I can see the direction it's going. Also, you paint so often in a live drawing. It's such a great way to learn and gain speed. Yeah, it definitely helps. The live drawing, if anything, it helps me stay on task. Like if I was just painting this by myself, I would have checked my phone like 5 times by now. I have like YouTube open, get distracted. That's what I like about either plein air painting or life drawing, something where I'm there in a moment, focused and not open to quite as many distractions, because the time pressure doesn't allow you to get too distracted. It's looking good. You'll place in the top 10 for sure. Nah, I don't know about that one. Let's see. It'll be cool though. That'll be a nice thought. I feel like I learned a lot though, for sure. It's like you were saying, this doesn't take, I mean, it's a lot of techniques I still don't know yet, but I think it's it looks like we can use any surface under 6 by 20 also. Also, we don't have to use those specific panels. That's cool. Well, are you gonna still use the panels that they were talking about? And Adam texted me today saying it's actually on Sunday, so get an extra day. I'm gonna get a gesso board in a couple sizes, see how the mood hits. Yeah, I gotta try painting on gesso, but I wonder if I can paint on this aqua board, cause it's like gesso. This is specifically for watercolor though. I don't know if you're familiar with aqua boards, but it's basically it's like a masonite board, but it has like this coating on it. But it's meant for watercolor though. It's basically like a type of clay coating that can take watercolor. But I don't know how it would do with the oil. Maybe I should do it like a practice one to see. Because if that's the case, then I don't have to go out and buy something new. I haven't used it much, but it looks like it's best for layering quick. Oh yeah, you can. I think aquaboard is made with clay and it's not the best surface for oil, but you can try it. Yeah, it's made with the type of clay, like a water absorbent clay. I think it's called like kaolin clay or something like that. But yeah, I guess I don't know how it would interact with the oils. But yeah, I guess I can do a test run. What kind of gesso board are you getting? Do you use like the ampersand ones or like a cheap alternative? Or you make it yourself? You're so talented. Thanks for sharing. Thank you. Yeah, no, thank you. Thanks for stopping in. It's always fun, hanging out, talking. It's you guys are keeping me company, so it's nice. Are you represented by an agency or companies just contact you directly when they want you for a special project? Yeah, most of the times I just open up my email and it'll be like, you want to do this, and more than if it's legit. Because a lot of times it's like, you gotta be mindful of scams and stuff. But if it seems legit, and they have a legit email, then I usually say yes, or at least investigate a little more. But yeah, no agency. Agency would probably be nice in terms of consistency of work, rather than just random emails popping up. I used to slather some dress on some gesso on cardboard or canvas panel. That would work great. Thank you for the suggestion. Gesso on cardboard? Interesting. Yeah, and that's more for practice. Cause I think cardboard is not very archival, right? Gesso on hardboard, and I'm gonna try to paper it tomorrow to see how it works for me. Yeah, I want to try that. The Arches oil paper, see how that is. So far, I've been using the Strathmore, and it's cool. It seems to absorb the. I really like how it has this matte look to it. Like the paint isn't really that shiny. At least this painting isn't, because I haven't been using any. I've just been using the paint out of the tube with some Gamsol when I want to help spread it, but it's nice for I lost my train of thought. Watching from Germany on my break. It's 4 a.m. Your artwork is beautiful. The blues are signed. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, so you work the night shift? That's pretty cool. I don't know why I said, 4 p.m. It looks good for layers. Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah, it seems to dry quick, pretty. Not dry, but seems to accept layers pretty nicely. I really like this brush. This brush is for at least the in the store, like the sign said this brush is for like acrylics and mixed media. It didn't say it was for oil, but I like how stiff I like how the brush keeps its shape, so that I can get a really nice. Cause this brush that I got for oils, like all the bristles like kind of splay out, and I'll get like a nice clean flat stroke. Gesso surface helps the paint, helps the brush glide smooth. Looks good for layers. Yeah, night shift, 3 days in a row at a factory plant manufacturing car parts. I hate it, but bills. I am still working on making my art my main source of income, but that will take some time. Yeah, it takes time. It's nice to kind of build that out while you have a steady income, because depending on, like, so if you get like a industry job, then it's nice because you have a steady income. But if you're on your own or freelancing, then that's a different kind of stress. That kind of takes the fun out of art when you have to worry about if you can eat or not. So keep building, but don't feel, like it's the end all be all. Your color compositions are incredible. You're amazing. Congrats. Thank you. You guys are super nice on here. Also, gesso on wood panels can be sanded down so that they are smoother than paper. That's a plus. What kind of grit sandpaper? Does it not really matter? Is there a specific grit that you would want? Or I guess it depends on the level of softness that the level of smoothness that you're going for. Main source. Thank you. Appreciate you sharing your art and positive vibe. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. It's always it's a pleasure. Just it's fun. Company. Everybody's so encouraging. You can gesso most surfaces. I just work up the grit. I wouldn't say go over 500 or 600. That's good to know. So what's the trade-off of a smoother? Like so like if your surface is smoother, it's easier for the paint to glide over. Is there a trade-off in that? Like, does that mean it's kind of harder to get texture, or like what are instances where it would be more advantageous for a smoother application, or is it just kind of personal preference? It might be helpful to practice your oil painting on a surface that you will use for a competition. Yeah, that's true. If I can, I mean, since I've been painting on this, I might as well. I don't know. I might just roll with this. It doesn't seem bad. I don't know, and I like it, but. I guess that's without having anything to compare it to. I'm sure with more time I'll probably find something I like better, but I just don't like the way it feels when the brush has some drag on the canvas. I'm not a big fan of the texture of the canvas showing through my oil paint. Yeah, me neither. I don't like the canvas. I don't like that canvas look either. I agree with that. Before I started painting with oil, I always thought I would probably painting on wood or boards or something like that, where it doesn't have the texture fiber look to it. For some reason, I just never liked it either. Smoother holds the paint worse, but has a very smooth looking finish at the end. It's just personal preference. I think painting on texture can be just as enjoyable. It's worse at smoothing holds the paint worse. So if it holds the paint worse, does that mean it's harder to layer on top of like a smooth surface? It's harder to layer than if it had texture to it? Is that what you mean by holds the paint worse? Now already looks so good, thank you. I just prefer to sand my panels down since I'm used to the paper and pencil. I like the consistency and smoothness. It's totally personal preference. If you want texture, you could always add the texture when you apply gesso. I mean, now that I'm thinking about the way I like to use gouache, I like a smoother surface because the brush strokes kind of keep they keep their shape better on a smooth surface. So that's probably the same for oil, and that's why I like a controlled brush stroke where I know exactly how the brush stroke is gonna look before I put it down. That's my favorite way to paint. So yeah, I think I probably would like a smoother one then. I don't layer my oil paint, so I want to know. Ah, interesting. So you get it all in one go? That's impressive. Do you do a lot of alla prima painting then? You don't have to layer. I've been avoiding the eyes this whole time. I think the way you layer gouache can be applied on the smoother surface. I hope the rest of the live goes well and have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you. Thanks for stopping in, chatting for a bit. And yeah, I hope you have a good night. Maybe I'll see you around. There's also a panel called Raymar board, and it has a smooth surface too. I go wet on wet. Okay. I guess that's what I'm doing right now too. Yeah. I don't have the patience for oils to dry. Yeah, you'll be waiting for a long time. Great detailing and dope to see your craft. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It's just a bit pricier than making your own boards. Why don't you apply the gesso to the oil paper you're using so you can decide for yourself what you like? Yeah. In gesso, you can just apply that with a brush, right? Or a roller or something. I bought some gesso. How did you grow your art channels? What helped a lot in the earlier days was posting process videos, because reels, back when my channel was first growing a lot, reels weren't really a thing, so art videos kind of help you stand out a bit more. And then back then, if your art started getting reshared a lot, then it would kind of make the rounds. But yeah, probably presentation is kind of the most important thing on social media, not necessarily like skill. There's like a ton of artists way better than me. It's a lot of it's just presentation though. Having an interesting way of presenting it. The sharp edges and color blocking look like arcane. Not correlating your style, but sharp. I think I missed something. No, not to correlate your style, but the sharp edges and color blocking look like arcane. Yeah, I feel like it's definitely a popular style right now. I think for some reason when I first was starting to paint, using flat brushes just helped it click for me. And when I used a flat brush instead of blending all the shapes out, I found that I liked how it looks. Just leaving the blockiness in. So that kind of naturally evolved into my style. A brush, a roller smoothing tool, squeegee, you can easily wash them, do thin layers, let them dry overnight. I usually do 2 layers. I personally don't sand, but you can if you want to try. Yeah, thanks for the tips. Yeah, I can definitely see why watercolor and gouache is so much easier because you don't have to think about any of that. Just a good paper. I mean, the paper is finicky though, especially for watercolor, but you don't have to prepare it at least. Feel free to reach out if you have any other questions. Now, thank you. Thank you for all the tips over these last couple streams, because, yeah, they've definitely been helpful. Giving me stuff to think about and try. If you buy gesso board from Ampersand, you may get the effect you want, but it's pricier. Yeah, I have to see how much it is. Maybe for Sunday, since it's not a lot of time. I would just go with the gesso board if I did go with that option. But you're getting better at oil painting the more you do it. Thank you. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to use for sure. This one started out rough though. I didn't spend enough time on the drawing. I just jumped straight into kind of carving out shapes, and my early decisions weren't the greatest. But I feel like it's starting to kind of come together. It's starting to come together in the way that I would like. Although I have him looking kind of older than he is. Let's see how I can fix that. Yeah, if you need it right away, get Raymar or gesso board. Amazing style, friend. I'm a fan and follow your work. You're doing a great job. Thank you. Thank you. You guys are too kind. You can experiment with all the other surface treatments and textures later. Yeah, I definitely plan to, for sure. It's a whole another dimension that I haven't had to think about before, so it should be fun to explore. I think I'm at the point where the paint is built up to my favorite part, where it's just carving out shapes. Like, this is to me, it's what art is all about. It's cutting in shapes and carving them out and stuff. It's my favorite thing to do. Whether it's gouache, oil, watercolor, digital. He looks great, thank you. Amazing work, thank you. Thank you. Is it time to stop procrastinating on these eyes? stop. How many hours have you been painting this piece now? It's been 2 hours and 55 minutes from when I've started the stream. Going on 3 hours. Maybe I should paint straight through 6 hours so I know what it feels like to paint for 6 hours. Straight. Because on Sundays I do 2 or 2.5 figure drawing sessions. So that's six hours, but it's not like straight through. I get a little bit of a break in between. But this one is what's the brush cleaning etiquette? Not etiquette, but best practices. I'm used to. I don't clean my gouache brushes every single time. So competition is this weekend? Yeah, it's the competition is on Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. This upcoming Sunday. This is such a vibe just to sit on here and watch you paint. Thank you. Yeah, I hope it's relaxing, unwind at the end of the day and chill. Do it, paint 6 hours straight. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it today. I guess technically, I did paint 3 hours earlier for a portrait, a Wednesday portrait session. I painted earlier. It was this guy. This one was earlier today. It was cool. Just trying to squeeze in as much practice. But yeah, I think that's probably why I'm kind of worn out right now. Practice? Yeah, got practice. Practice? It'll take me double or triple the time. Yeah, it took, before, back when I was first getting into just drawing on pen sketches, that used to take me like 4 hours, but over time you kind of get faster naturally without having to think too much about it. So yeah, don't worry too much about the time for now. That comes. Oh. Yes, your body is asking for sleep. No, I'm saying that doesn't look like practice because it's great work. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's practice in the sense of like getting my oil painting chops. Do you have a deadline for when you have to finish this piece you're painting? No, this is just for the practice. Yeah, this is just for me. No deadline. Yeah, it's not for anything, not for any specific purpose, so. Wow, okay. Well, again, it's looking great. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I need to sit down, though. I've been standing for a while. Luckily, I got this high chair. I found this for free in the basement of my building. I was just sitting there and it had a sign. It said free chair, so I was like, I'm not gonna turn down a free chair. Even if it's made out of metal. Oh. So now you can barely see my head. That's a nice thing about the standing desk though. Perfect. Yeah, I need to sit down for a bit. Love that. Just get a little cushion or pillow from Walmart. Yeah, exactly. Come through, free chair. It was waiting for you. It looks so good, by the way. Thank you. Yeah, I really like these cool colors in the shadows. I think that's really fun. How long have you been drawing? It's been 3 hours now. 3 hours and 3 minutes. Now I feel like I got more energy now that I sat down. I was gonna suggest a nice cushion for your seat. This one actually has a decent cushion on it. It's not the greatest, but it's a nice relief right now, but after a while, it kind of gets uncomfortable. But are yawns contagious for you guys? If you see somebody yawn, are you hear the word yawn? Does it make you yawn too? Your technique is so good. Love the art you create. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Your spine is like, thanks. Yeah, I didn't realize I was standing for 3 hours straight, basically. 3 hours straight, and also 3 hours earlier too, when I was painting this portrait. So a lot of standing today, but it's good though, because I like that better than sitting too much. Yarns are so mysterious to me. Yeah. I think I read something like it, like the more empathetic you are, the more likely you are to learn yawn. The more likely yawns are going to be contagious to you. Or in so many words, That was the gist of it. I like how you lay paint down. Build very constructionally. Amazing layering and control brushwork. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, thinking, carving out shapes just really helps me to be able to think and see. Thank you guys. I think Instagram, the maximum limit you can stream is 4 hours. So it's 3 hours and 6 minutes. Yeah, I sanitized it after I've got. I hit it with some Lysol. Yeah, that was the first thing I did. It's just a random chair. You don't know who was sitting in it or whatnot. But yeah, I hit it with a lot of Lysol. I gave it a good Lysol bath. King of art. Hey, what time is it there? It's 4:36 here, by the way. It's 10:33 here. Awesome. I love your art. Thanks for sharing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I gotta use I'm so used to working with short handle brushes, because all watercolor brushes tend to be like short handled, but the oil ones, they're long handled, and I'm still like holding it like right up as I would the same with the short handle brush. But I think with oil painting, you're not supposed, but when I see people painting, I see them holding their brush like really far. In all of the oil painting classes and workshops, I've been to instructors always ask you to step away from the painting and not paint up too close. Yeah, I feel like I'm guilty for painting too close. I try to occasionally step back, but yeah, I probably don't do it enough. I actually have to hold it close like that too, like in a pencil way. The funny thing is with pencils, I'm either holding the pencil like I usually hold a pencil like this, or if I'm holding it this way, then I'll hold it like this. So I hold pencils for. If I need really fine details, then I'll go like this. But rarely am I like I guess I still kind of hold it the same. Yeah, that overhand pencil grip is nice when you're trying to get like really flowy gestury lines. It's a nice. It took me a while to learn how to get the same dexterity that way, but it's definitely worth learning how to draw that way. I don't know if I can last another 50 minutes. Water break. I think I'll have to take a water break. I can keep it going. It's okay to break some rules. Yeah, this is art. It's not science class or nothing, so I'm not getting graded on this or anything, so I agree. It's okay to break some rules. What time is it there? It's 10:40. You better go and get some sleep. Rest is vital, man. Thanks for another chill session. Watching you paint. Best of luck on Sunday. You've been painting on and off all day. Get your rest. He ain't going nowhere. I've been watching your art since I was a baby. I'm now 39. That's funny. I think I'll try to go like 10 more minutes. Cause I'm kind of almost. Yeah, I'll go like 10 more minutes. I'm still procrastinating on the eye. But please draw me. I draw myself a lot. I mean, not, a good amount. Every couple months. Whenever I need a free subject, don't have to pay a model. Seriously, I watched your art since 2018, 2019. It's so cool how you paint the style you use. And that's great. That's like, it's like day one. I started at the end of 2017, so that's like the super early days. Thank you. Time flies. The eyes are my least favorite to do. They always start off looking so wonky. Yeah, that's why I've been putting them off so long. It's actually kind of hard to paint with the handle so far back. Oh, oops. I wanted to ask. Hey, I wanted to ask something. I always ask artists. Do you have any niche tips for taking care of your hands, eyes, headaches? For my hands, eyes, headaches. That's a good question. I don't know if I do anything specific, but I find that if I go for a run or exercise, push-ups and stuff, that makes me feel better. Just something to get active and be moving after sitting down or standing still for like such a long time. Definitely gotta keep the blood flowing, you know. It's a sedentary activity, so you gotta compensate in other ways. Make sure you get that exercise in. There's a book by there's a book called Draw Stronger, and it has a bunch of like exercises for artists. If you're curious about certain things that you can do for your health. Cause I back in the early days, I didn't have a standing desk at the time, and I was just working at my chair. I had this pretty bad chair, and it really gave me like back pain. It wasn't until I upgraded my, got a standing desk and a little bit better chair that kind of helped with the pain. But yeah, sitting down so long is not good. Yeah, Draw Stronger. Yeah, I have it. I can show you what it looks like. Yeah, this is it. Draw Stronger by Creota Wilbury. Yeah, and it's just like the diagrams are kind of funny, but yeah, it's just different like exercises and stuff to do for you're warming up and stretching your hands and stuff. Yeah. It's a good book. It's short. It's a short read, pretty short. But yeah, Draw Stronger. That's cool. Thank you so much, man. I had no idea a book existed about it. Yeah, these days it's a niche for everything. So. Yeah, cause I was desperate back then. Cause I was in grad school. I was at the point where I was just writing like my dissertation and papers, and then I would come home and do art too. So everything was just all sitting all day, and it really made my back start hurting. Gotta take care of your health. Alright, was that 10 minutes? I said I'll go 10 more minutes, but I don't know how long ago I said that. Good evening, beautiful painting. How long have you been at this one? It's been 3 hours and 20 minutes so far. There's still stuff I can do to it, but at this point I'm getting ready to call it a night because I'm kind of tired. But yeah, guys, thanks for hanging out. Any last second questions or comments or anything? I'm gonna hop off. But looks like you're almost done. And yes, get the movement and dance too. Yeah, I'm in art school dying. I get so much pain in my hands and upper back. Yeah, the upper back thing. Are you like constantly looking down, like hunched over? Because it might help if you have like an easel or something where you're not like looking straight down. But yeah, it's yeah, gotta get those stretches in. Looking good. Love your work. Thank you. Yeah, guys. Yeah, check that book out. Draw Stronger. Do the exercises. I gotta relook through it myself to see. This looks amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. That was fun. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here. I love the blues on the skin. It's beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna call it here though. Thanks for hanging out with me. And